Hey everybody, welcome to Back Porch Cooking and Reminiscing. I'm Roger and we're happy to have y'all here with us today. So today we're going to be making a old southern dessert recipe. Now according to the food historians, this recipe dates back to somewhere around the 1960s. And they say that it first popped up in community and church cookbooks back in that time frame. So what we're going to be making is a coconut custard pie that's crustless, but then it magically separates and creates three layers. And you've got a crust, you've got a custard filling, and then you've got a toasted coconut topping. And what's this called? It's called an impossible pie.
That rocker keeps a gentle sway to wash the hurry of the day. Mason jar is sweating cold, a story that my south porch told. Pinto pot is on the simmer, that skillet cornbread is a winner. And the sun is dipping low in gold. Yeah, the sun is dipping low in gold.
All right, well, let's get started making this impossible pie. And something I didn't say in the beginning is this is all pretty much ingredients that you're probably going to have in your pantry or your refrigerator right now. So this is something you can watch this video and go make you one of these just as soon as it's over with. All right, so what we're using is we're just using a blender. We're not going to even mix this up in a bowl. We're going to just dump everything right in that blender. And then we're going to blend it for 2 minutes, pour it in a greased pie pan or pie plate, and put it in the oven. So first thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and get the oven preheating to 350 degrees. All right, so that's going. Now, we're just going to start dumping stuff. So first thing we've got is our flour. And it is self-rising flour, and you have to use self-rising because that's what's going to create your crust, all right? And again, guys, you know that I'm going to put you the recipe and the directions in the description. So I'm not going to tell you right now exactly how much everything is. So we're going to dump our flour in. And we're going to dump our sugar. And our coconut. And then we're going to go with our eggs. And we've got softened butter. Now, it doesn't need to be melted. It just needs to be softened. So we're going to get our butter out of there. And now we're going to pour our milk in. Our vanilla. And the last thing that we're going to put in there is just a dash of nutmeg. And it's just a dash. That quick. I threw it all over the counter, all over the stove. All right, so we got all of our ingredients in there. I'm going to take this, go to the blender, blend it for 2 minutes exactly. All right, so guys, we've mixed this for exactly 2 minutes. And so we're ready to pour it into our pie pan. Get the beater part out of it, or I'll pour that right in there too. So we're just going to pour it straight into that greased pie pan. All right, so that's what it's going to look like once you get it in there. So now, as I said, we've preheated the oven to 350. We're going to put this in the oven and we're going to bake it for 1 hour. All right, so y'all ready for today's history lesson? So here we go. As I said in the beginning, that this was something that was developed in the southern United States back in the 1960s. And it was created by resourceful southern home cooks and farmhouse bakers. Because it was passed around informally from neighbor to neighbor, there isn't one single inventor. It was a collective kitchen triumph. Folks called it mystery pie, magic coconut, or crazy pie. It was a scratch-made dessert whipped up in a single bowl or in a kitchen blender using basic pantry staples: flour, sugar, eggs, butter, milk, and shredded coconut. Making a traditional pastry crust takes time, chilling, and rolling. Busy home cooks wanted a shortcut. They needed a spectacular, multi-textured dessert to feed a family quickly. Now, how did the magic work? It was pure kitchen science. By using just a tiny amount of flour and a heavy liquid custard, the ingredients naturally separated by density in the oven. The heavy flour and butter sank to bake into a soft bottom crust. The eggs and milk set into a smooth middle custard, and the lightweight, buoyant coconut floated straight to the top to toast into a crunchy, golden topping. It was the ultimate one-bowl, three-layer trick born entirely out of Southern scratch cooking and resourcefulness. So now you know a little bit about where Impossible Pie came from. So our Impossible Pie is out of the oven after a little bit over an hour. Of course, y'all guys know that everybody's stove's a little bit different, so you need to start, checking on this at probably 45, 50 minutes in, because depending on your stove, it could brown quicker, could brown slower. So we probably went maybe an hour and 5 minutes or so on this one, but it is beautiful. It smells divine. And so now we've got to let it sit for an hour and get down to somewhere around a room temperature. So we're going to let it sit until it's ready, and then we're going to slice us a piece. But one thing I will tell you is, as this bakes, it will kind of mound up. But once you take it out of the oven, it starts to fall, and that's exactly what it's supposed to do. We've let this Impossible Pie cool for actually a little over an hour. Got busy doing something else, and so it set a little longer, but it's still nice and warm. And we've cut a piece of it. You can see it's beautiful. It just the custard filling there. Let me get it down here where you can see it. The custard filling there, and the pie itself is just beautiful. And so I'm ready to taste it and see how it is. So got our piece of pie. Like I say, it's still warm. I can feel the warmth underneath where I'm holding the bottom of the plate. So we're going to cut us a piece here, and we're going to give it a try. And it does actually have a crust on the bottom, believe it or not. So here goes. Guys, that's pretty good. The center, the custard part, very, very soft. You can taste the coconut on the top. Like I say, it does have a crust underneath, and it's not super sweet. It's just a lightly sweet, which is good. It's not overpowering sweet, and but the flavor is great. I really do like it. I could definitely eat probably 2 or 3 pieces of this. I hope you'll try this recipe. Make it for your family. Share it with your friends. They're going to love you for it. and you're going to love you for it because it's so easy and simple to make. Pantry staples, and you've got a good dessert that you can serve the family. You could take it to a potluck. You could take it to a church dinner. Guys, remember, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button for me. Click on the bell. Leave us a comment. If you've ever had impossible pie before, tell us what you think about it. Again, I think it's great. So I'm going to go ahead and go sit down and eat me a piece of it. And we will see y'all here in a few days. Got a couple of good videos coming up, so y'all stay tuned and keep checking back. We appreciate y'all being here with us, and we appreciate you watching our videos. Thanks a lot, guys.